Hi, thank you.
Hi. Please be seated.
Please stay for a while.
Yeah, it's Monday, October 29th, 2018. Hey, it's officially today, my father-in-law's 80th birthday. So happy birthday. We had a big party for him this weekend, a big, I don't want to call it a surprise party because when your parents reach a certain age, you don't really surprise them. You tell them lots of special things planned. You don't want to surprise anybody over a certain age. It can lead to trouble, if you know what I mean. But I brought you home a party favor.
Oh, great.
I thought you would like one.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we had these shirts made by my friend Tony Peralta, who has this Peralta Project. These great, he makes he's an artist, and he has an apparel line, and he made these for my father-in-law. Check this out, these hoodies. This is a picture of him as a young man, and we were trying to figure out, and nobody can figure out when this picture was taken, when he maybe graduated. We weren't sure what this picture is from, but I love this picture of him so much. He wasn't wearing the crown.
I was going to say, was it a Halloween party?
And then on the back, there's his actual name, made in Mexico in 1938. There you go.
That's great.
That's for you.
Thank you so much.
That's your next one. I like to think of it.
I'll be wearing this to the gym later today on the bench press.
I know you will. Oh, it was so funny to see all the nieces and nephews and everybody at the party wearing their hoodies. And then today, when my two younger ones left for school, they had their hoodies on and they went out the door. It was really cute.
That's a really cool gift, actually.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. We missed you.
Well, I'm always, anytime there's an 80th birthday party, please include me.
Yeah.
I'm a lot of fun.
You were very popular.
I want to shift gears for just a second because, this tragic story out of Pittsburgh is just heartbreaking. I think all of us couldn't believe what we saw when we saw the news. It's on the cover of the paper here of the 11 victims in this shooting in a synagogue, a place of worship, a house of worship. And it makes me emotional just to talk about it. There have been many mornings where, even before I started here, we wake up to this sad news, and to think that this has happened again in a place where you go to be with friends and fellowship. It's heartbreaking. We send our thoughts and our prayers and hugs to the victims and their families and everybody in Pittsburgh. But this is it's just terrible, and you don't want to wake up to another headline like this, You just don't. So we're thinking about all of you.
I have to say that if you've followed the reports, and I had so many family members staying with us, that the news wasn't on and we weren't really paying attention like we ordinarily do to the news. And last night, for a second, I put the news on, and this is how tragic it is right now in our country, where we are. When the news popped up about this shooting at a synagogue, this unthinkable act, where a 97-year-old woman was shot while she was praying. I just want you to think about that for a second. And most of the victims were elderly people.
From 50 on up.
Right, from in their 50s on up. And you think about the horror in this safety zone, right? A place of worship on Shabbat. And I thought in my mind that it was one of the bombs. I thought for a moment, because I've become so almost desensitized to it, and that's what we cannot allow to happen. We cannot allow ourselves to break apart, further isolate, further alienate, and further, because that's how all of this happens, I believe. So if there's a person that you don't know in your neighborhood that you see, a person that doesn't look like you, maybe believes a different faith, maybe is different than you in some way, I encourage people to reach out to those people. Reach out to people you don't know. Because if it's one thing I've learned, because I have a lot of friends who are Jewish, And if it's one thing I know about Jewish people, they are the most inclusive people. And so to see people who are the most inclusive being gunned down while they're praying, it is heartbreaking. It's truly heartbreaking. So please, 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 all of us, we have a sense of obligation to reach out to people who may believe a different faith than what we believe, or may look different than us, or may have a different identity than we have, and embrace them and get to know them. And that is who we are. That's how our country was formed. That's the foundation of who we are, not what's going on right now, where I'm looking at the news and I'm unsure. I thought it was, oh, that bombing suspect sent something to Pittsburgh. It took me a minute, because it's happening with such frequency, and that is not who we are, and we need to go back to who we are as a country.
I don't know you. Come here.
Well, where are you going?
I don't know you.
Wow.
This is what she's talking about.
Yeah.
Hug your neighbors. You know, they did catch the bombing suspect. That was a bit of good news in the wake of that tragedy. Also on the cover of the Boston Globe today, the Red Sox are the champs. Sox fans here.
Okay, I thought that they went into the World Series.
They did, and then they went out of it.
No, I didn't realize. I really thought that was to determine who goes into the World Series. I know that. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I tune out when we go into the sports. I just.
Let me tell you something. You couldn't have tuned out on Friday. On Friday night. So Friday night's game, right? Everybody saw it. So a buddy of mine, Kurt, he's a huge Dodgers fan. So I said, we were getting ready to go to a Halloween party. So I said, well, you know, put your costume on. And he did, and he came over as Bugs Bunny. And I said, we'll get all the boys, you know, all of us, we'll sit and watch the game. And the girls can, you know, sit outside, or they can watch the game. So we all got dressed before the game. And it started at a time where if you calculated the finish of normal innings, we would go straight to the party.
Yeah.
Well, there is He-Man, Bugs Bunny, Karl Lagerfeld.
I love that you were Karl Lagerfeld, of course.
Sitting on the couch, and the game just never ended. And so it was so funny to go to this costume party where everyone in Los Angeles was just watching the game on their phones. But it went...
Sounds like a lot of fun.
It went... 18 innings.
Well,
18 innings till the next day. It was incredible.
Can I tell you something that at my father-in-law's party, Willie Randolph was there, who was a former New York Yankee and then manager for the Mets and all of that. And he said to me, because I've joked on this show, you know, many times over the years, that the times that I would go to baseball games, they always went like 15 innings.
Right.
I was like, oh my gosh, does this ever end? I'd be freezing. Seasons would change as I sit in my seat. I'm not kidding, seasons changing. And he said to me, the game went so long, I thought for sure you were there. I said, I'm surprised I missed it.
This is what...
These costumes are next level.
Each year I struggle with, well, not since I've worked here, because you guys provide us with all kinds of wigs and heels, but you're going to see in how many days? 2 days.
2 days. 2 days.
2 days. The wigs and heels. But a friend of mine sent me a photo of Karl Lagerfeld and Anna Wintour. And I looked at it, I thought, well, we might be able to pull that off. So Shane and I went to, she doesn't have her glasses on here, but we went as Karl Lagerfeld and Anna and Choupette the cat right there. And I had to tell you.
Wait, it got picked up by the news?
What?
Or the internet news?
There, see, that's them. This is us.
No.
Wrong? Okay.
Wrong again.
Wrong again?
Wrong again, Ryan.
But
that was good, though.
The funny thing was...
You did a good job.
I don't know if anyone in your family is like this, but because we were wearing a costume, I was so excited. We were home in Los Angeles, and I was so excited. I love pizza. That's all I want to do is have pizza every day of my life. So I said, oh, we're home. Let's go to our favorite pizza place. No. Why? Because we're wearing costumes. We can still eat pizza and wear the costume, but she said it may not fit the same, so we didn't. I said mine will fit fine.
Right.
I had leather pants. They're stretchable.
Wait, you were wearing leather pants? Give me the picture.
Yeah.
I gotta look at it again.
Here. Leather pants.
You know what? Good for you, Ryan. I'm proud of you. I really am. That is amazing.
But the next day, we have a pizza oven, made these pizzas. This is heaven right there. Thank you. Thank you for being my people.
I love that you made that many pizzas for the two of you. Because I know you didn't have people over.
No,
That's just the two of you.
I don't like to have people over. I don't. I don't want to share.
Right. On the other hand, we had 17 air mattresses on the floor. It truly looks ridiculous in my house, right?
Yeah, that's I just like to taste a bite of all those different flavors. And
Is that what you do? You can have a bite of each
Well,
pizza?
yeah, and then we brought this as lunch today. I brought it back. So
you did?
Oh, yeah, I ate it cold.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
You were missed.
I'm also hungry. How many pieces do you have?
6.
Okay, well, you don't need all 6. How do you feel about 5 pieces?
I think I'll share. Just not the one with mushrooms.
Hey, did you hear?
Tell me.
There's a lottery winner. Well, there's actually 2 lottery winners, right? One in Harlem, okay? Anybody here from Harlem? Yes?
Are you from Harlem?
You're from Harlem?
No.
No? No.
You had the look of it.
You had the look of a... There's a person in Harlem that won the lottery, or a person that bought their ticket in Harlem that won the lottery. They won, well, how much, Gelman? Did they wind up... If they split it, right.
Split 688.
Oh, so they have to share it.
Share it after
Darn.
taxes. They won $12.
Right.
Paid over 30 years.
I'm trying to figure out what it is, what the final. I love when we do these news items and we highlight everything, but what the final takeaway number is.
Well, it would have been this split, right? And wasn't that the total? So that's
that's split.
292.2.
No, that's the odds of winning are 1 in 292. The shared win comes just. Oh, never mind. That's not it. Anyway, they won a lot of money. A whole lot.
A lot of money.
But here's the further intrigue. Now, we have a lotto representative here on staff, Christine Composto-Connolly, and she is in charge of getting all of our lotto tickets for our office.
The collection, yeah.
Or as I like to call it, the lawsuit waiting to happen. And she mysteriously is missing today from work. Now, listen to this. There was a $1 million lotto winner. Where?
New York.
In Massapequa, Long Island.
Massapequa.
Where
We buy
is
the ticket.
Composto-Connolly located? Pequa, as they call it. Hashtag Pequa. Where's Christine Composto-Connolly? Where are you?
And congratulations, by the way.
And what
You
is
smell a rat.
What is $1 million after taxes split 87 different ways?
Over 30 years.
Right.
Whatever it is, I'll take it. Coffee drinkers? Anybody drink coffee? I love this. I dream of it. I go to bed sometimes early just to get to coffee sooner, if that makes any sense. And
Knowing you, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But everybody else says that doesn't make any sense.
no, if I put my head down at 8 o'clock, 8:30, that means I'll wake up at 4, which means coffee sooner than 6, which is great. So how much do you drink a day, would you say?
It depends. It depends. I have my bullet coffee in the morning, so I have that. Then I have like about 3 sips of coffee here at work before I come out on the air. Then I go backstage after work and I finish that, usually a grande latte, with real milk. There, I said it. And then that's pretty much it for me for the day.
Well,
if it's a special event, I'll have a cappuccino at night after dinner. Like if we say tonight's my dad's actual birthday, so we'll have like a nice dinner. And I may treat
You
myself.
treat yourself.
I may.
Yeah, spoil you.
Hey, why not?
Why not? Well, here's the good news. The more coffee you drink, the longer you will live. Such
Gelman, we could go on forever.
reduced risk of cancer, diabetes, Parkinson's, heart disease. Drink more, live longer. Enjoy. I usually...
But you know that next year they will come up with the opposite.
We're not going to believe that one.
Wait, yeah.
We don't believe anything that's not convenient for us.
No, we don't believe anything that will kill us. You drink, you were telling me you drink 6 shots, right?
I do a 6-shot latte, make it home before I leave the house, yeah, every morning.
Well,
So,
he needs
and then
8.
what happens? And tell us about
Then
what
I'm
happens
awake,
then.
and then when I get to the office, I have
But
one
you're
cup.
not. Oh, you have a cup here.
Yeah, 1 cup.
The office swill.
It's not that bad. It's pretty good now.
Can I tell you what happens?
Yeah.
He may or may not have to use the men's room.
Oh.
And he may...
Talk about the men's room right now.
Let me just say, he tells me he has 6 shots of espresso before work. To me, that seems like a lot of shots of espresso early in the morning. He needs 8, but he takes 6. So I decide, as part of my routine, to use the restroom this morning before we come out here, just so I don't have a look on my face like I have to.
Never.
And there's a security guard standing in front of the men's room, which I found odd, and then the scent of a fire. She said, oh, no, we just had to light some matches. I said, well, it can't be that bad.
Oh, yes, it can.
There are two doors to get into the men's facilities. One is sort of that door that has a little lobby, and then there's the door to the things. I barely could open the first door and was smacked on these cheekbones by the scent. I'm not saying it was of Gelman's 6 shots.
Definitely wasn't.
But I'm just saying. Now, it was so bad, I waited 5 minutes, went back, put my tie on. Now I'm ready for the go back to the door. Can't do it.
So then what? Tell them then what?
So then, said security guard led me down the hall to the women's room.
Nope, don't do that.
I don't know if they took a picture of me going in there. That's the women's room.
Yeah, the horror.
I'm not going to say it was that much better in the women's room.
It's usually, speaking from experience, that much worse. And it also, and I've said this before, smells like weed in there. So somebody's not only utilizing the facilities, they're also sparking it up in there too.
That's Christine celebrating her winnings.
Yeah, somebody is definitely, yeah.
Whoopee.
I always go in there and go, what goes on in here is a dirty little secret. But it really is, it's a horror. It really is.
So, drink more coffee.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Today on the show, Kerry Washington is here.
Omari Hardwick is also here, who was walking in as we were post-trauma bathroom gate, like walking around the corner like this, looking like we had seen and smelled things we had never seen and smelled before. So he walked into that. So he may or may not be here. Hopefully he's here.
We also have a performance by Dean Lewis coming up, all right? Now it's time for fantastic travel trivia. Here we go. That is Bridget Vaughn from Ardmore, Oklahoma.
Bridget, is that where, does the wind come sweeping down the plains? Yes. Yes, I love it.
It's good to see you. We're going to jump on with Kristen Phipps from Chester Springs, Pennsylvania, who watches us on 6 ABC. Good morning, Kristen.
Good morning, Ryan and Kelly.
Hey, Kristen. It's so funny. At first, I thought you had curlers in your hair. I had to lean around and look at your photo. Is that 2018?
Yeah, that was celebrating 2018 years at our house.
By the way, that's like almost a vintage photo now. Can you think? Can you imagine? Like it's coming around again.
Yeah, we'll be keeping it. That was the first year I actually remembered to get the glasses, so I had to take a picture.
Yeah.
I guess you're a chemist, but let me give you the two.
Okay.
I once went to New Year's Rockin' Eve in Times Square,
Okay.
or I'm a chemist.
Well, but see,
You just said you celebrated at home.
well, but that means she celebrated 2018 at home.
I think she's a chemist.
What are you a chemist of? What do you bake?
I bake small molecules and large molecules in the lab.
Well, now I'm thrown off.
What's the difference between a small and a large molecule? I, of course, already know the answer. I want you to answer it.
Is the size of the molecule.
She went to Times Square. She went to New Year's. She went to New Year's. She went to New Year's.
What was the temperature in Times Square when you were there on New Year's Eve?
Actually, it was a balmy 40 degrees.
Okay.
I was there that night.
Okay, wait. You were there every night. You're in Times Square every New Year's Eve.
Every year.
Wait. What happens to the molecules when it's a balmy 40 degrees?
Are they?
They're okay at 40. Once it gets down to 32, then we have a problem.
Well, we don't have a problem. It's just water freezes. I think she was in Times Square.
I think she was in Times Square.
All right, we're going to go Times Square New Year's Eve.
I would really love to go to Times Square on New Year's Eve, but I have never been.
But you're a chemist?
I am.
Were you deliberately giving us vague chemistry answers?
I was trying to. I also don't drink any coffee, so that might be part of it.
Well, you'll live forever.
Yeah.
All right.
She probably knows too much about the molecular structure.
Yeah, exactly.
Of coffee.
You win a mug. Congratulations.
Yeah.
And we spin the wheel.
You're deliberate. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
She's good with her fake answers.
No, because you said you celebrated at home on New Year's Eve, and I immediately looked up at Shuli, who knows. She's the only one that knows what's fact or fiction, and she gave me this look of, oh, she blew it, which was a fake look.
Yeah, you're
so now
giving us,
she's
you're
double
giving
faking.
us fake facial tells. Yeah, you look at us the whole time.
You stare at us
You are staring at us.
right now. Kelly and Ryan.
Oh, I'm gonna. Oh, yeah.
right.
She wants us to read the prize. Look how close she's standing to us too. Okay.
Well, because we can't see.
Because we're not saying.
Soon she'll be right here.
We're not saying what's on the card, so she's walking closer and closer to us. Okay, here's a great prize. Now listen, you're playing for the St. James's Club and Villas in Antigua. 7 days, 6 nights. It's all inclusive.
Who's off?
This trip is provided in part by Priceline. It's a prize valued at $8,200. You have 20 seconds and only one guess. Good luck, Kristen.
Kristen, on Friday's show, we talked with Sarah Gilbert. What series did we say Sarah's grandfather created?
Sarah's grandfather created The Honeymooners.
Congratulations. You and a guest who enjoy 7 days.
At Times Square one year.
I really hope so.
You should make that happen. Listen,
That would be
Kristen,
wonderful.
now you get to help make the day of a lucky member of our studio audience who will receive a $500 gift certificate from Eddie Bauer. So please pick a number between 1 and 235.
167.
On top, 167. There you go. Congratulations. Thank you so much, Kristen, for watching. Have a great day.
You as well. Take care.
We'll be right back with Kerry Washington.
Still ahead on Live, a performance by
Pair the openings to expose nerves.
Oh, yes, it will be.
You're welcome.
2 days. Tomorrow, on the show, Tyler Perry is here.
And American Idol judges Luke Bryan, Katy Perry, and Lionel Richie,
Yes.
all of them. Same time.
Very exciting. They're here today doing auditions. We're doing auditions this afternoon here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we're gonna...
I should, you know,
Well, we should...
warm up my vocal cords. Yeah, all right. You heard America really wants to see that. She handled it all as Olivia Pope on Scandal, and now she's starring on Broadway in the new play, American Son. Please welcome back to the show, Kerry Washington. Now, today is Monday. It's your day off.
Yeah.
Shouldn't you not be speaking?
Yes, I'm supposed to be very quiet, but I can't not speak to you
Well, just
guys.
write it down on a card. I'll hold up the answers. It'll be fine.
No, that'll be the longest interview ever.
What's it like to have had Scandal in your life for so many wonderful years to now not have it?
It's weird.
Is it weird?
It's very weird, yeah. I mean, I think the thing that's hardest is I miss everybody.
Right.
You know, I mean, we still stay in touch, but you can't just take for granted that you're going to see your best friends in the hair and makeup trailer at 6 a.m. That doesn't happen anymore.
But it's got to be a little liberating to not have to wake up at 6 a.m.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, I mean 5 a.m. on a Monday morning.
Or
yes.
night shoots,
yes.
2 a.m.
Yeah,
or whatever.
It's great to have a little more freedom. And everybody keeps saying for the play, like, wow, it's so many lines, you have so many words to memorize, but I get to say the same words every day.
Right. Doesn't have to change it up.
That at least is a
It's
change.
like once you've got it down, you got it down.
Yes.
So where does Olivia Pope end up? I mean, what are we left to think?
I think that I just hope wherever she is, she's really happy. Like, it seemed like at the end of the show that she was really confident about her decisions to leave the White House and kind of blaze her own path. And I just hope that she continues to make choices that are for her best mental health.
Oh, that's a good, yeah.
You know,
So do we.
I want her to be happy.
Would be a film adaptation of Scandal?
I don't know. It's a great
sort of,
question. We should ask Shonda.
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
Well, you can ask Shonda. You have her number.
That's true.
We'll call her during the commercial. We'll give you the answer.
Give me
Breaking
give me
news.
her number and
Listen, when we come back, we'll talk about being back on Broadway with Kerry Washington. Stay with us.
Still ahead on Live, a performance by Dean Lewis and Omari Hardwick.
All right, so Broadway, American Son.
Can I say, I know, I saw the opening of the show. I thought you've done that before. And I know that it's hard to do a show like today after the weekend we had, but I want you to know you're doing such a service by bringing so much joy into people's homes and hearts.
Thank you very much.
Even though it feels hard.
That's very kind of you.
I feel safe when she's around. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like she's strong.
mutual. But let's talk about American Son, because I think that this play also opens up a very important dialogue.
Yes.
It's a new play. It's on Broadway. Tell our audience the story.
So I love this play so much. It is about a mom and a dad, a black mom and a white dad, who are desperately looking for their 18-year-old son. And the whole play takes place in a police station because they know something's happened, but they don't know what's happened. And so it's a really exciting play for me because I think right now a lot of us are trying to figure out how to have difficult conversations with each other. I think we all have times where we're feeling confused and frustrated and like we're trying to understand each other. And in this play, you have 4 very, very different people speaking their truth to each other, and they really listen to each other, and they really matter to each other. And it's, to me, the play is like a prayer in that way. It's so special because they really, really speak their truth and take each other in.
When you first read the script, what emotions did you feel?
Well, it's a very intense play because it's all 90 minutes real time of them looking for their boy, for their sweet son.
Can you imagine? Because you have children.
It's my job to imagine, but it is hard. It is stressful. And yet I found myself when I was reading the script being surprised by the things that were said that I agreed with. You know, I assumed I would agree with certain characters and not others, and I felt really pulled in lots of different directions. I just think that kind of listening to each other is so useful right now. And particularly now, you know, we're going into midterms and people are faced with difficult decisions, and I think the willingness to listen and talk and share and show up in voting and to say, like, this is who I am and this is what matters to me, and my voice makes my community if I show up is so important. So
I wish you would run for office. You actually crystallize what so many people are thinking, and we really appreciate that. And I look forward to seeing this.
You have to come.
I can't wait. American Sun is at the Booth Theater. It's January 27th. Make sure you check out Kerry Washington and American Sun.
We'll be right back with Omari Hardwick. Stay with us.
Tomorrow on Live, all the American Idol judges will be here. Luke Bryan, Katy Perry, and Lionel Richie.
Magnum PI, streaming tonight at 9/10 Mountain.
Please full. Please welcome Omari Hardwick.
I like that. How are you? I'm sorry that you had to come in at that very precarious time in our studio.
What was the precarious time?
Well,
Someone died in the
somebody
bathroom.
died in the restroom. And so,
Was it the deformed pumpkin that was in the back?
that could have been it. But I think they used the deformed pumpkin to mask the smell of the death in the bathroom.
Yes.
Hey, guys. Shout out to the camera people. They don't get enough shout outs.
Oh, that's nice. Yep.
Kelly and Ryan, I met you guys today.
By the way, your style is great. I love that look and the shoes and everything.
Thank you. I have been clayed today. My stylist is Anthony Claiborne.
I like it.
And he clayed me. Now, the shoes are mine. Kelly always challenges me to bring the
Those
new
are great
latest.
shoes. I love them a lot because, you know, these are, if you take away the other M, those are my husband's initials.
Watch
so
out.
Maybe I should get him a pair.
You're missing him, aren't you?
I am.
She's always missing.
I am.
Shout out to Mark. What's happening?
Shout out to Mark. Okay. Did you happen to see? Now, I don't know. I think of you as one of these fashion-forward guys. You are a style icon. Much like my co-host here, Ryan Seacrest, who sparked quite a controversy last week when he wore a turtleneck with a jacket. And we have a photo of it. I want to get your take on his turtleneck jacket combo.
What are you laughing at?
All right, man. Ryan, this is interesting.
Okay, what do you think about it?
What I see, my daughter presently is working on shapes, and she's been asking about hectagons and octagons and
honeycombs.
Yeah, honeycombs.
What shape
And
is that?
I think, right, that we could take that home and she could really get the lesson a lot better with your turtleneck. Is it Ninja Turtle?
Well, it's not, but I will tell you.
No?
I was watching.
Put it back up, please. It didn't stay up long enough. There it is. Yes. Yes. Us two Atlanta boys just trying to figure it all out.
Do you want to know the truth? I actually, my style inspiration comes from watching TV shows.
Okay.
And David Beckham. But
okay.
I have a picture of him on my fridge. But I was watching the Grammys, and I think Jay-Z wore the turtleneck and a blazer, and I was like, oh man, I want to try it. He pulled it off better than I did.
Did he pull it off better?
But that's where it came from.
Have you ever worn a turtleneck with a jacket? I'm going to go to the source of our style inspo over here on my end. You.
On the right side of Kelly. Kelly and I have become friends at this point, so she's probably throwing me alive, defending me.
I did.
I think I wore the turtleneck better.
That's good. That's a good look.
Thank you, Kelly.
Yeah. Is that velvet, the jacket?
Yeah, the jacket.
That was your mistake.
That
was your
velvet.
mistake.
What is this? Velvet? This is beautiful. I think it was velvet.
And he had.
Beautiful.
And you got to put up